All of it is yours. It's our shared wisdom, and it's all pointing towards an experience. So what has interested me recently, and what's led me to write my latest book, which is this little thing called Lucid Living, a book you can read in an hour that will turn your world inside out. You know, it's the shortest book I've ever written by a long, long way, but I have to say it took me the longest to write it. Because what I tried to do was to find a way of expressing what I'd come to understand of this perennial wisdom in a way that I hoped would speak to us now and lead us beyond all the concepts, you know, nirvana and Tao and all these things which are exotic and interesting, but take us away from what it's really about, which is our life as it is. And to see if I could for us, try and, as my offering back for all that I get given, to say this in a way which could help us experience this. And this little book is a journey through 7 insights, which is like a conceptual map, which I hope can help that experience occur. And what I'd like to do today is not get into the scholarly stuff, not fill you with a lot more information. We've had a lot of fantastic, actually, information. I don't want to do that. I'm not in the mood for that. What I'd like to do is kind of dive in now and see what happens if we just dive into life and share with you these ideas and see what happens. Now, this experience, wherever I read about it, I see it described again and again as waking up. Whether it's the Zen masters or the Sufi sages or whoever the hell it is, St. Paul, the Gnostic Christians, it's waking up. And the message I hear is, and it's one which you may have heard 100 times, but whenever I hear it, it's still as confronting. It's, look, you're not who you think you are. Life isn't what it seems to be. Because life is like a dream, and you are the dreamer. And what I'd like to do is try and unpack what I think that really means. Now, the book is called Lucid Living. And I've called it Lucid Living because I want to draw a comparison with lucid dreaming. Lucid dreaming is a very interesting state. Many of you will have experienced it, I'm sure. It's quite common. Lucid dreaming is when, well, normally when you dream, you're just sucked into your dream. Yeah? You're unconsciously, you think you're the person you appear to be in the dream. You're caught up in the dramas that are pushing you through, running from the baddies, trying to get laid, whatever. That's my dreams. It's all, you know, you're engrossed, yeah, in the drama. But when you dream lucidly, you recognize that you're dreaming. You see that it's a dream. Very interesting space to be in, because it shows you kind of have 2 identities. Because on the one hand, there's you in the dream, the person you appear to be in the dream, maybe the person you appear to be now, maybe someone else, right? But you're who you are in your dream, on the one hand. But on the other hand, you're the dreamer. You're the awareness within which this dream is arising. As I have come to experience it and understand it, this waking up, which people have been talking about for centuries and centuries and centuries, is a comparable state right now. That's why I call it lucid living. It's recognizing right now that you are both a character in the dream of life and the dreamer, the awareness within which this dream is arising. So how do we get there? How do we get to test that out? Because I'm not for 1 minute asking you to believe me when I say that, because believing people when they say things is what gets us into endless trouble. That's where religion comes from. What I want to do is suggest that you check it out. And what these 7 ideas are just ideas for you to check out. And I don't want you to check them out now while I talk. See if you think that, I'll say some stuff and how I feel about it, and you can, you've got that thing going, you're watching, and do that and just see what you think. And then this experience can sometimes just, you can kind of get it. And it's a bit like getting it, the analogy which works for me is a bit like, do you remember there was a big fad a few years ago with these magic eye pictures, the 3D pictures? Where someone would show you a lot of colored dots. And they'd say, look, if you look at this in the right way, it turns into this incredible 3D image. And the first time my friends did that for me, dots. dots, 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 dots. And I was told, look, keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it, and it'll happen. And I was like, I can't do it, I'm too stupid, I wear glasses, there's something, I can't do this. Until, of course, I kept going and going, and then it happened, whoa! And then suddenly from these dots, there was a picture of dolphins going through the waves, and it was amazing. It's really quite a buzz, isn't it, when it just, wow, optical illusion. And then gone. How did I do that? Interesting, the way you do that is you don't look at the dots. You look through the dots at infinity. And if you focus on infinity, the dots, because of some form of optical illusion, become this 3D image, which isn't really there. So this lucid living, this waking up, this isn't an optical illusion. But it's like it in this respect, that it can be, don't look at the dots. What I'll do is I'll try and point you to something in your own experience, but don't get stuck in the words. If the words don't work for you, translate them into different words. But look where they're pointing and see if it's of interest to you. Many of you will know much of what I have to say, I'm sure, already. But as a philosopher, what really interests me is the simple. The really, 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 really simple. So the simpler it gets, more obvious, the more interesting for me. So hopefully you'll come with me with that. And then you can get it. And then you can lose it again, just like the dots. And then you can start working out, I see what it is I have to do, where I have to move to make this happen. And then it becomes easier and easier and easier, just like the dots. Okay. So the first of these 7 ideas is really, really, really obvious. And equally, in my view, profound. And it's this. Life is a mystery. Life is a mystery. Life is quite literally the mother of all mysteries. What is this?